In today's vast realm of New Age spirituality, self-help, personal development, social media influencers, and various gurus, it's challenging to discern which advice is genuinely valuable and where to draw the line. More importantly, what should be avoided entirely. This solo podcast will explore these questions, particularly in the context of personal finance and wealth building. I'm Carmen Tosca, a certified financial coach. If you're a woman seeking financial freedom, check out the resources in the video description. Millions of people feel desperate about their finances. Typically, this frustration and the problems they encounter also affect their relationships and, at times, their health. It creates a vicious cycle where one issue, such as financial stress, leads to conflicts with their partner. In an attempt to resolve their financial problems, they may neglect their health, resulting in further complications with no solutions in sight for any of these issues. Such a situation can create problems that seem to engulf one's life, leaving no light at the end of the tunnel. Unfortunately, this is also when people become vulnerable to scams, charlatans, and various deceptive industries, including cults. Most groups are systemic cults. Whenever someone is in a vulnerable state, they can become susceptible to various forms of attempting to escape their current reality. This makes it easy for them to be drawn into another world of promised outcomes that, over time, reveal themselves as mere illusions. None of these worlds is real, and often, individuals end up in a worse situation than before, such as losing a significant amount of money. Brainwashing can occur easily, and when someone feels seen, accepted, and part of something where they belong, their entire perception is colored by that emotional experience, obscuring what truly lies beneath the manipulation. This is one of the reasons why I feel so passionate about teaching women to become financially independent and ultimately gain financial freedom. I have known and witnessed too many women in toxic relationships or feeling trapped by financial dependency. This needs to change. I even wrote an ebook as a guide to help women recognize the signs of financial abuse and reclaim their control and power. At the same time, I also witnessed many women, including myself, fall into the trap of spirituality, which is merely another man-made religion and does not provide deliverance in any way. It is simply another scam that many people profit from. A simple question: if these spiritual products or services worked, why haven't they resolved people's problems? Of course, the followers of these groups believe they are on the path of their enlightenment, but show me the evidence. No, there isn't any. Life remains much the same, filled with the same lack of money and bad relationships. Even worse is the spiritual ego that develops in many. This is also why I created a platform, exclusively for women, that educates about money management, as these are practical and real issues we face in daily life. Repeating mantras or believing you can manifest riches out of thin air is pretty imagery sold to the gullible. Hiding behind tarot readings or your astrology solar return chart just confirms that you are trying to escape the reality of your life, or praying to some god somewhere. Avoiding New Age pitfalls. Hoping for the alignment of the planets in your horoscope to bring in the money is both lazy and rooted in fear. It's fearful because you rely on external change due to a reluctance to step out of your comfort zone. A comfort zone is anything but comfortable. While we perceive it as such, the reality is that it is not a happy place. It is merely a familiar space. If a spiritual advisor tells you during a reading that you'll meet someone in the near future, you do realize that there is a 50-50 chance of it actually happening. Or rather, it's more like 100% since we can encounter someone at any moment, anywhere. However, we often place our hopes in what a stranger predicts for us, disregarding the potential consequences of such choices. No one else can know what will be good for you. Only you can determine and walk your own path. Exercise caution, as it's easy to become drawn in or influenced, which can lead to wasting a lot of your time and resources. Anyone can post a video about something they've heard, but that doesn't make it true. Be discerning about what you allow into your energy field, as disillusionment can catch up with you. You'll realize you've squandered precious time on a lot of nonsense when you could have made progress by doing the necessary work to achieve your goals. Seeking advice or guidance is crucial. Navigating all aspects of our lives can be challenging, particularly if you carry significant trauma. Always seek help from professionals, not from charlatans. Let's talk about affirmations. Can they be effective in improving your finances? It depends on how you use them. If you make statements, but deep down instinctively feel that you're not being honest with yourself, it could be a waste of time. Our bodies are intelligent, and we can't fool them. Making a statement as a declaration states something you intend to be true. Rather than saying an affirmation that your mind or body doesn't fully believe, such as, "I will be the world's richest person by my next birthday," make a declaration like, "I am improving every day in what I do and achieving my daily goals, which leads to many successes for my business." Being realistic with your goals. If you believe that repeating mantras or affirmations helps you, then feel free to use them. However, if you're trying to convince yourself of something that could never be true for you, consider other tools to reshape your beliefs and mindset. We often hear that nothing is impossible, and while there may be some truth to that, certain things are simply not feasible. I know for sure that I will never be an Olympic sprinter in this lifetime. It doesn't matter if I affirm that all day long. The same goes for other goals and ideals. Yes, aim high, but stay realistic about what suits you. Otherwise, you may struggle to believe in the affirmations you can achieve because you're unsuccessful with those that are unrealistic. Keep your goals and affirmations aligned with your physical abilities, skills, and interests. We can always improve our skills, but pursuing them without genuine interest will waste your time. So when making declarations, use language that your mind can trust. The impact of self-talk. At the same time, be mindful of your self-talk when using negative words. Even if these words might not reflect who you are, their repetition can become part of your mindset and influence your behavior. The more you focus on and repeat something, the more you will experience it. Understanding visualization and brain science. According to brain experts, visualization is a sensory experience that can be utilized for goal setting. We see and think in images. To our brains, an imagined image is equivalent to reality. Just as a dream can feel very real, or when you envision something vividly, you may even experience the physical or sensory reactions that would occur during the actual experience. It also activates the RAS, reticular activating system, in your brain, which enhances your awareness of the things you focus on, ultimately leading to more of the same. Authenticity and personal growth. That is why, first and foremost, increasing our awareness of who we are can save us from chasing things that aren't meant for us. We are all influenced by parents, peers, and the media, and we should explore different experiences to assess whether we should follow them. However, be careful not to pursue a path you've convinced yourself to take simply because others suggest it. This applies to everything, not just your career, having children, other hobbies you pursue, and even what you choose to wear. We can make changes and adjustments as we progress in handling and perceiving things, but our personalities or characters are primarily established and don't easily shift. If something doesn't align with your personality, accept that and embrace your traits. Don't try to alter your essence, which is your soul, and never change for someone else in hopes of satisfying them. As a clarification, the way we speak to ourselves and the words we choose are incredibly powerful, so we must be mindful of our language. Even saying, "I must," can sometimes seem too harsh. Instead, choose phrases like, "I choose to." Self-talk and declarations are distinct. We engage in self-talk throughout the day, while declarations require conscious effort and differ from our habitual language. Therefore, transforming our self-talk into more positive, nurturing, kind, and loving expressions is crucial for our self-care and deserves our attention. So, how does language, in the form of declarations and other tools such as visualization, relate to our finances, and specifically to reaching financial goals? And can one manifest money using spiritual practices? The world has infinite possibilities for things to happen, but beware of the hypes. However, mindset plays a significant role when it comes to money from a psychological perspective. By working on our mindset and applying practical tactics, we can improve our finances. Moreover, we manifest all the time in everything we do every day. Therefore, we can be intentional and aware of what we manifest through how we speak, what we focus on, and the influences we accept. Building financial success through mindset. When aligning our values with our financial goals, we must first be able to contain the goal. This means that if our belief in our own potential isn't strong enough, the likelihood of becoming the next billionaire is low. This is also why more than 70% of lottery winners end up losing it all again. Therefore, your self-belief and mindset form the foundation for building wealth, along with strong money management skills. That's why my signature program, Money Mastery for Women, encompasses both areas in two comprehensive parts: Money Mindset Mastery and Money Management Mastery. Expanding your capacity for success. When a vision is too grand for our current mindset and doesn't feel attainable, it won't succeed. We must first expand our capacities. That's why making this work a permanent part of your thoughts is crucial for altering how much you can contain. Start with smaller goals, and your belief in what is achievable will grow. You can then pursue bigger objectives as you progress and accomplish your smaller ones. We become conditioned to our circumstances. As you become accustomed to a certain financial level, you can elevate your goals. Otherwise, you risk losing what you have earned once again. Conclusion. There are countless modalities in self-development and just as many controversies. Choose what resonates with you, but the key is to remain authentic. Declarations and visualizations are effective tools for boosting self-worth and achieving financial empowerment, as long as they align with your personality and current abilities. Using these techniques can improve your self-image and financial mindset. See you next time.